my goodness, we're recording. What's up, everybody? It's been so long since I last, not even uploaded, but recorded an ASMR video, so, man, yeah, what's going on? How's everybody doing? I'll get the first thing out of the way. My camera's kind of positioned further back, so, like, if, like, I look weird when I'm kind of looking at it, or anything like that, or if I don't look directly at it sometimes, just, that's why. It's an awkward position, so I'm just kind of like stuck in in a tricky spot there. But regardless, what's up? I think it's been like 6 months, 7 months since I last uploaded a video, and for that I apologize because I know when I was doing the videos, a thing that I kept kind of using as a mantra to myself in videos was, oh, I'm gonna be consistent with these uploads. They're gonna keep coming and coming, and yeah, I failed on that department. Wholeheartedly failed. No real excuse on that. It was just sheer laziness on my behalf of not wanting to do them anymore, or like whatever, just finding excuses not to do them, more or less. But yeah, I wanted to make this quick video and just kind of, well, not quick, just video real quick, just to kind of get back into the swing of things, I guess. So yeah, since the last time I've uploaded, I've made some improvements. Obviously the mic is probably the same. Yeah, I think I had the Yeti back then. So I have 3 Yetis now for my podcast. So this is one of a couple. I also have a Logitech webcam that I bought for clearer picture quality. So if you contrast this video compared to ones previously, you'll probably see a significant increase of camera quality. So for that, I'm pretty hyped. I completely redid my podcast room down here where I'm located, where I'm also recording this. So yeah, behind me, go lightsaber, Shadow Star Wars, some books, and then just, you can't see the rest of the room obviously, but it's a lot more cozy than what I was doing before. Before I was just sitting in front of my PC monitor. And that was basically it. I also had like a loud noise in the background occasionally, which was a fridge that I had, and the fridge was just, it had like a bad coolant or motor or whatever. Regardless, it's gone now, so there won't be any background interference the whole time, which is a godsend for both myself, not having to stress about it in real time, and hopefully the audience, you guys, so you don't have to listen to it or anything like that. Man, it's been so long, it feels so weird to just like whisper and shit. It's so bizarre. Not bizarre, but it feels like kind of like unnatural, kind of like you're relearning an old skill or something like that. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, since the last time I've uploaded, just been doing kind of a lot of new stuff, to be honest with you. Obviously, I've been doing podcasts more frequently than I was prior, ever since I stopped doing these. Which is exciting. I'm a big fan of conversation. I'm a big fan of face-to-face interaction with other people. I love learning. I love hearing people's passions about things that I might not know about or I might find obscure in a sense. But, you know, someone's very passionate about that. I love that type of thing. You know, everybody's got a story. Everybody's got passions. Everybody's got ambitions, things they get excited about. And that's one of the cool things that's happened with the podcast for me. I've connected with a lot of people as of late that really just have, you know, things about them and passions and ideas and ambitions that may or may not correlate with the alignment of my personal beliefs or aspirations or passions, but hearing them talk about them is just kind of bringing me into them, and it's making me just kind of like absorb the energy that radiates off of the passion. It's beautiful. It's French kisses. I said French kiss. Chef's kiss. French kiss is something different. So yeah, if anybody's interested in checking any of that out, kind of see what I've been doing recently, I guess since the last time, I'll leave the link to the description of the YouTube channel in the description of this video. I don't recommend it for younger audiences. Just due to language and, you know, occasional subject matter, it might not be suitable for younger people. So if you are a younger person, don't check it out, please, please. There's better ways to go about hearing conversations than hearing about me ramble, or me ramble about certain topics with language and vulgar stuff. So, but yeah, if you are an older audience member, whatever, feel free to check it out. It might not be your cup of tea, but yeah. It's exciting too because it's making me a lot more extroverted. Coincidentally, well, not coincidentally, but like coinciding with the recording of podcasts. I'm a very weird type of person. I'm like a mix of introvert and extroverted. I'm kind of, as of the last year to 2 years, coming out of my shell a lot more. I mean, for instance, I always watched ASMR since maybe I was like 14, 15. I loved it, still do to this day. But if you asked me at 14 or 15 to make an ASMR video, I wouldn't show my face. I wouldn't do anything like that. I liked podcasts, but if you asked me to film a podcast, I definitely wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even probably appear on someone's, nonetheless make my own. So this is kind of cool because aside from just the pleasure in information and experiences I pick up from it, it's also at the same time making me kind of step out of my shell in a sense, which is really interesting and cool. Because obviously, not everybody's hitting me up asking to be on the podcast. It's a lot of me just finding people on my own, or just right place, right time, or something like that, and shooting emails, shooting texts, shooting messages, and just kind of putting myself out on the line and on the table, and then having a 2 to 3 hour conversation with a complete stranger. It's interesting, but it's very fun. Yeah. So what else have I been doing? I started working out a lot, running and lifting. I think since the last time, let's see, like 6 months ago. Well, I'll put it this way: since January of 2022, it's now June 2022. I'm down about 45, 50 pounds ish. It kind of varies by the day, cause whatever. Yeah, it's between 45 and 50 pounds I'm down. So for that, I'm pretty excited. Yeah, the last time I really worked out was in high school. And I didn't even really work out like that. It was just kind of like a thing to do that was encouraged by football coaches and stuff like that, to kind of get in the weight room and just kind of, stay on top of it. But I didn't really look at it as like a beneficial lifestyle. It was kind of just me like, oh yeah, I'll do this, whatever. I feel this is a cool thing to do. Complete different mindset nowadays. Since the beginning of the new year, I've been pretty much going 5 to 6 days a week. Yeah, breaking it down into 3-day intervals. Kind of messing around with the combination of days. Right now, I have it broken down into 3 days. So day 1 is chest and triceps. Day 2 is biceps and back. And day 3 is legs, shoulders, and light forearms. So that's what I've been doing for the last about 2 weeks. That kind of breakdown, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of learning as I go, but it's very interesting and enjoyable. Obviously from a psychosomatic standpoint, the serotonin and the endorphins, which are basically serotonin is your long-term happiness and gratification chemical that is produced mainly in your gut biome. But it floods to your brain and induces, long-term satisfaction and happiness and joy and gratefulness and stuff like that. And then endorphins is basically the body's, how do I describe it? It's basically your body's form of morphine. It kind of helps with resisting pain. And, for as an example, you can get rushes from it. You get very satisfying results from it. So if anyone's ever like, oh, I got a runner's high, that's because of endorphins, because you have an increase in endorphin production. So you really get a nice reward system from it. It's real good. It's great. Of course, right now I'm on day. This is my second day of not working out because I freaking messed up my back, which is a story for another day. But yeah, I haven't ran or lifted in 2 days now, which is just not fun for me because like even today I'm sitting around all day, and cause I took work off. My boss kind of took it off for me. He was just like, "Yeah, you're good, man. Take a few days because it's bad." Like yesterday, I woke up and I was going to work, and I woke up like 6:15, and I'm just doing my thing. And when I get up, I'm like, "Oh my god, my back is killing me from the day before." And then as soon as I stood up, I started having back spasms where basically like I was like hunching over involuntarily, unconsciously, and like brought me to my knees. Like it was bad. So it's not fun. It's subsided substantially today. Just I'm using a lot of icy hot and heat packs, ice packs, CBD oil, some THC, marijuana, just stuff like that to kind of ease the pain. But let me tell you, man, when you get on like a schedule like that where you're always on the go and you're always pushing yourself and constantly demanding your body to kind of perform, and then all of a sudden you just hold it, it's like, oh my goodness. Like yesterday was kind of like, oh, okay, I'll just kind of lounge out and do nothing. So I was in a lot of pain, like laying down, standing up, sitting, and just brutal pain. Even right now I have a pillow behind my back to cushion myself as I'm sitting up here. But yeah, man, like yesterday was kind of like interesting because I just laid around and watched movies all day, took a nap, stuff like that, and yeah, it's that I didn't feel that way today. Let me tell you, I could not stand another day of doing nothing. So yeah, basically today I just cleaned up my whole entire place, fully cleaned it up. I mean, just like vacuumed, folded, did laundry, everything like that. Just reorganized and just kind of try to stay busy all day and stuff like that. Tomorrow I'm gonna go for a nice walk, maybe a light jog, see how it goes, but we're gonna take it real easy. Definitely not gonna do any upper body exercises or lifting for at least a week. I'm gonna give it at least a week and a half, which isn't ideal. Yeah, I was gonna kind of mix in some leg exercises, probably not squat or deadlifts or anything like that, but just like machines, like curls and leg press and stuff like that. Just to kind of stay on top of something, once the back's getting a little better, won't have much strain because it's upper back, it's not lower, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's interesting. It's aside from this little hiccup, which is the first injury I've sustained, it's pretty good. It's great actually. I love it. I look forward to it every day. I've been doing a lot of intermittent fasting. Proper intermittent fasting opposed to what I was doing prior to when I started taking it seriously, on top of the diet, on top of the exercising. So yeah, basically everyone's pretty aware of what fasting is. It's just not eating for prolonged amount of time. So what I do is a less intense version of that. So I'll go 12 to 14 hours, about 5 days a week, maybe sometimes 6 days a week, where I don't eat or drink anything aside from water and a black coffee. I believe you could also have a tea, but I'm not the biggest tea guy. I don't mind it, but I don't want to make it every day. It's a process. So yeah, I've been doing that, and it's interesting. Obviously that's great for burning fat. It's great for mental clarity, energy, stuff like that's very good. I enjoy it very much. Again, the last 2 days I haven't done it because I've done nothing but sat around, and probably adds to the reason I'm going stir crazy because my whole schedule and lifestyle is getting flip-flopped. But yeah, when you do intermittent fasting, what happens is you artificially place your body in a state of something called ketosis. And what ketosis is basically when your body doesn't have any carbohydrates to burn up, which is basically glucose or sugar or fuel. When it runs out of carbohydrates, it'll start using glycogen, which is stored glucose. But if you don't have a surplus of it. Once that runs out, it'll start using, it'll enter a stage called ketosis, where it burns off ketones. And ketones are basically a source of fuel that opposed to carbohydrates or glycogen or glucose, which are basically all fancy words for just fuel. Basically what it does is it targets fat cells, and it uses your fat as a source of fuel. So what the fat transitions to when it burns is something called ketones. And it's interesting because, if you ever try intermittent fasting, the first week or two is not the best. I mean, it's pretty much living hell. You're always tired, all cranky, your mood gets flip-flop, but then it's like a real switching point after that where it's like, oh shit, it kind of snaps into place. So yeah, it's very interesting. I believe there's some studies that prove that your body, your brain actually prefers the energy used and burned off from ketones opposed to glucose. So I don't know the extent of the validity of those claims, to be honest with you. I'm not going to try to push scientific claims on you that I'm not really aware of. And even what I'm saying, it's a very rudimentary understanding of the whole entire process. So if anything like that interests you, obviously, do your own research. Don't just blindly believe me or whatever. But yeah, it's very interesting. So that's part of what I'm doing too. Let's see, what else are we doing? Cold showers. Religiously been taking cold showers. So that's cool too. Again, it kind of releases endorphins and serotonin and just mental clarity and alertness and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been a long road the last 6 months of just kind of pushing myself to do new things and do things that benefit me, opposed to just sitting around and doing nothing and being stagnant and being, just whatever. Running a lot, especially in nature. I've put in about 4 or 5 10-mile runs recently, which is crazy for me, absolutely crazy. 2.5 hour runs, 2-hour hikes, stuff like that. It's amazing. Fishing a lot, but not a lot. Fishing, just really spending time in nature, really connecting with, just Gaia or the Earth, I should say. I said Gaia. Really just kind of connecting with, nature and the energy that we can get from it. Walking barefoot on grass. Just really appreciating the beauty of what is really on this planet. Which is also the reason I like exercising and fasting and all the stuff I'm trying to do. Is it's more or less just all a big collection of mass appreciation on very micro scales that add up to a macro collection of just me really realizing, wow, this life is beautiful. I've lived this life very wrong for a very long time. Subjectively, how I view my life was definitely being lived wrong. I'm not saying you're living your life wrong if you don't do what I'm doing. That's not what I'm saying at all. But for me, definitely living life wrong. So I'm really trying to improve my, my physical, my emotional, my spiritual, my consciousness, my mind, my mental, all that stuff, my intelligence. I'm trying to improve all aspects of my life the best I possibly can. Which is another reason I wanted to get back into the ASMR videos, because this is it's not too often that I can just kind of sit around and just smile. I've been smiling this whole time. It's not too often I can just kind of do something that can help relax people or entertain people while stuff like that. It's like a romanticized idea I have in my brain where I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. Let's see, what else are we doing here? I started writing a lot. Started off with journaling and stuff like that, and then I wrote a comedy stand-up routine that I've yet to perform. Been doing poems. I've been doing a poem a day basically for a week now, which is interesting. Nothing crazy, but my like most exciting thing that I started doing when it comes to writing is I started writing a horror movie script for a film that I'm gonna be making this summer. Yeah, so it's been a crazy endeavor. Right now I'm about 40 pages into the transcript, so like we're making progress. It's about a month ago I started, so 40 pages in a month. I mean, I'm not doing it all the time every day because what I've found is I have to be, for the most part, in the right setting. And for me, the right setting's usually near water, sitting around outside near water. So I have 2 or 3 spots that I've kind of just been a resident of as of late, and just kind of sitting there for an hour, 45 minutes, an hour at a time, and just kind of see where it takes me. I don't know if I ever mentioned this on this channel before. I most likely have. I'm a huge fan of horror movies. I'm a fan of movies, but I'm a huge fan of horror movies. It's easily my favorite genre. So yeah, I think it's a cool thing. I bought a camera, it's hefty price tags for stuff like this, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. I plan on obviously writing it myself, as I've already pretty much probably a little more than halfway done with it. I'd assume maybe halfway, but I plan on shooting and directing it myself. I've just kind of been studying up on videography and cinematic experts in fields and directors and just kind of stuff like that. Very amateur stuff, but I'm surrounded by great people. I have a few people in my life who are pretty knowledgeable on certain things pertaining to this, so the lack of help isn't there. And yeah, I don't want to go into the plot of anything like that, but what I'm going to say about this is it's my manifesto of love for the horror genre. Okay, so it's got a lot of meta aspects to it. It's very self-aware of the genre in a sense, whether that be character names, subtle nuances of body language or actions that partake during the course of the movie or whatnot. So I'm real excited to get it going. Yeah, it's cool. I have a friend of mine who I met through the podcast, this girl named Jess, and she's actually a professional writer for a living, like she's a freelance writer, and she published and all that before, so I've just kind of been shooting ideas with her, and I read her the transcript when I was like 20 pages in or whatever, on the phone for like an hour and a half FaceTiming about it, and she was like, this is actually pretty good. I was like, oh my god. So it's cool. My little siblings are like all supportive when I told them they were giving me ideas and stuff like that. Some of them I actually implemented into the transcript itself and stuff like that. So I got a couple people in my life that I've reached out to. I'm like, hey, listen, it's not a paid thing, but I'll buy you coffee, food, get you some alcohol after we film, whatever you want. Because that's the thing, like, if I were to be able to profit off this or even like crowdsource anyway, that would be sick. But the way that I'm taking it, it has a lot of copyright issues, so I'll never be able to crowdfund for it or charge for it or profit anyway, which I'm totally fine with. I have no animosity toward that notion, because I chose to take the course of action with the specific decisions being made that will not allow me to do such a thing. So I'll deal with the ramifications. But yeah, so it's gonna be a little love project, but it's cool because I already have like other ideas in my head of future stories that I want to write. I have one that's pretty thought out, like plot-wise, but not like the specifics, obviously. Then I have another one that's kind of a loose-based idea that I'm gonna go with eventually. But so yeah, I think this would be pretty cool. I've kind of been very anal and geeky when it comes to camera work and shots and transitions and stuff like that, and music and tone, and there's so much that goes into these things, because obviously a lot of these things revolve around a director and a videographer or something like that. But when I know that I'm gonna be trying to do all this myself. It's in real time. Like I'm trying to like think of if something comes to my mind as I'm doing it, I throw the camera transition in there, or the camera work, or the tone or the music being played. So it's a lot, but I love it. I love it so far. I absolutely love it. I actually am gonna be playing a character in the movie too, so that's cool. I don't really want to be honest with you. I'm not really looking forward to that as much as I am like actually producing, like making the movie itself. But I can't say why I want to play the character because it'll like I don't want to give any specifics away, but there's a reason. So it's like okay, so directorial debut, writing debut, acting debut, editing debut. It's jeez, so sorry about that. It's gonna be. I got too excited there with the hands and stuff. It's gonna be very interesting, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, man. If anybody's like interested in like the progress of that or whatever, anything like that, what's it called? Feel free to like leave a comment or something, or I'm trying to think. Yeah, just leave a comment, and like if I ever make like a Discord or an Instagram or something like that, I can kind of like keep people connected if they want any updates or any like stuff like that. So yeah, what else has been going on? I'm trying to think. I think that's the biggest stuff. I think that's kind of like the stuff I've mainly been doing since we last kind of connected here. Let's see. Another thing I'm not sure if I mentioned previously, like in the old videos, was I'm gonna be going back to school, hopefully in the fall. That's what I'm aiming for. It's the loan situation. I'm so uninformed with the whole process of all this stuff, so it's like I'm just trying to do it real time as I go and just kind of hang in there with all the applications and all like the trying to get grants and loans and all that. But that's the plan. So yeah, that's another exciting thing that I've been kind of like talking about and just kind of working towards, along with working, work 5-6 days a week. So it's been pretty busy. Yeah, so just a lot of rambling there. But again, I hope you guys are all doing very well. I know it's been far too long since I've last uploaded. And I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, oh, video's gonna be more consistent. I'm just gonna show you, okay? So don't take my word, don't take my promises. Just keep an eye on the page, because I'll show you that the videos will be coming instead of saying it. Heck yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap it up there. So for now, thank you all for watching. One love. Thank you so much. Also, I just checked it on the page for the first time in a while, and like some of the videos have like 400, 200, 300 views. I'm like, what? That's crazy. So like that's pretty cool. I'd love to, love all the videos to get up like that. That'd be awesome. But yeah, regardless, very appreciative of all you guys, especially the people who have stayed subscribed this whole time. Like that means a lot. I appreciate that. So yeah, thank you all from all my heart, and I'll see you in the next one.